Okay, so this is another tutorial for eyeshadow. So, as you remember from last time, don't forget to start with your primer. Like I said before, just kind of makes your eyelid a little sticky so that the eyeshadow stays in place. You don't need a lot. I mean, it depends on the eye primer you're using, but generally speaking, you don't want to coat your eye primer like too much, you know. Make sure you get the whole eyelid. That way every bit of it is sticky. You're going to want to use your ring finger. This is the finger that has the least amount of pressure. So that way you don't cause any additional wrinkles to your face. You obviously always want to avoid getting wrinkles in your face, as they're not fun. So if you may notice, my shirt is kind of like the transparent colors. That is because I'm going to a pride parade later today. And by later today, I mean as soon as I'm done here. So lots to do today. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a white base. There. For this, you could use pretty much any white color. The one I'm using is a matte white. They'll just make the other colors kind of pop a little better. So always remember to tap off any excess. And for getting your eyeshadow with a brush, you just kind of want to gently move your brush over the color. You don't want to dig too deep in there, but you want to make sure you have enough product in there. And you get started. So you want to just do small motions. You kind of want to build the color up rather than getting it all in blocky patches. So you just kind of like want to do small motions, build up the color, make sure it really gets on there and gets everywhere. Getting it everywhere is going to be the most important thing, and it's going to be the most important step to avoid looking blotchy later on. Now they're different. When you see a white, you have to kind of test it against your skin and see how it's going to show up. Especially some white colors I've noticed have like a different undertone. So even though they look white on the palette, they'll look kind of purple or even greenish on your skin, which you can use to your advantage, but definitely keep in mind what color you want to have when you walk out. So always important to check how the color looks in your skin before you put it on. Once more, I'm holding my phone with silly putty to the mirror, so it's gonna be shifting around a little bit. You should probably invest in like a proper phone holder or like a tripod or something, especially if I continue making these. So again, small motions is going to be really important, especially getting up in the crease here. This area that I'm putting makeup on right now, that's the crease. You kind of want to make sure you blend it out from there. Make sure your color is nice and even. And blending is just kind of making small circular motions to kind of ease that harsh edge between no color and color. So as you can see, over time, the color's been building up on my eyelid. So now you have a distinctly white eye and a distinctly non-colored eye. So that's kind of what you're going for. Make sure you bring it down to the base, so that way you have eyeshadow everywhere. Also, I wanted to mention that this is how I normally speak even when I'm outside. I haven't actually really worked on my voice at all. It's kind of one of those things that I don't really want to work on. I have done some voice work, mostly just so if I'm like talking to somebody for just a short period of time, I don't have to out myself with my voice. But other than that, it's definitely like low on my priority list if I even want to do it at all. Very, very conflicted about that. Anyways, moving on to the next eye, we're going to do the same thing. So we just want to make sure, again, we put it everywhere. We want to make sure we keep it even with both eyes. Really need to invest in a proper phone holder or something. So you want to make sure you go slow, and you want to make sure you do it right. You can always just take like a makeup remover and remove just your eyes, and then just kind of patch up your foundation from wherever it got taken off. But just always better to do it right the first time. So, you know, take your time, especially if you're starting out. Don't rush into it. one thing you can always do if you're like not sure how the color combination is gonna look, you can always just kind of test it out on your skin, on your hand, to see what the colors would look like. So definitely do that before putting on like a new color. And especially if you get a new palette, make sure you go take some time to play around with it before you use it for the first time, because some palettes are really hard to use and some of them are really easy. I'm not using it today, but ColourPop makes some great easy to use makeup and it's pretty cheap. So definitely worth considering. And there's nothing really wrong with it, so you can keep using it even after you get really good with makeup. A lot of makeup tutorial people really love ColourPop, so can't go wrong there. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure you get both eyes the same. And once you get it reasonably close, it's time to move on to the next color. So always want to make sure you're gonna like look at what you're doing in the mirror and see, make sure that you didn't miss any areas. I don't want to move around and really see what it looks like in different lights. I've taken to do it in the bathroom, and we have really like bright, harsh lighting, so it'll actually look very different when I step outside in the sun. It just kind of depends on what you really want to do and how you want to do it, but it's always harder to do it. It's always better to do it in the light that you're gonna be most you're gonna be in. So if you're gonna be outside, it's probably better to do it with some natural sunlight, so you can actually see what it's gonna look like when you step outside. Otherwise, you know, I haven't really had any terrible negative results from doing it this way. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the inner corner of my eye, and for that I'm going to do this sparkly pink here. So I'm actually gonna grab that with my finger. And with a lot of these, you can actually grab them with your finger, so you don't really need a brush, especially if you're starting out and don't have a lot of money or don't want to be going around buying a lot of stuff. But brushes always help for like big areas like this and matte colors, but shiny colors always kind of go better on with your finger anyway. So start at the inner corner and you kind of just blend it out. Okay, so yeah, get some makeup on your finger, kind of go in the inner corner. I might actually switch colors because I don't know if this one's showing up too much. I think last time I did it, I used a different palette. What I am going to do is I am going to put some on the other side, that way the color stays even. But yeah, I think for sure I'm going to change it out. This looks a little too similar to the white, where it's not showing up really. So I'm just going to even out the two, and then I'm going to go and move on to a different palette. It's depending on what you're gonna do, going from lighter to darker, you can definitely do it without having to remove your makeup. Otherwise, you're gonna want to remove your makeup if you're going from darker to lighter. So again, that's where testing those colors out is going to be really important. Otherwise, you could end up with looking really, really bad if you try to cover up a light color with a darker, or a darker color with a light. Let's see, this time I think I'm going to test it out on my skin and see how well it shows up. Still a little too light. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I kind of want the colors to pop. Kind of wanted to keep it in the pastel range, but I don't know. Let's see, let me try one more palette and see if I can get a good color. Yeah, might work out. My little unicorn palette here. Let's try that. See how that goes. Yeah, I think this is just, let's see. I'll try to get a little bit more on there so you can see the color. Yeah, I think that will be a little bit better. Okay, so a little bit of a delay there, but we'll get back on it. So we're gonna grab that shimmer color with that finger again. And we're going to put that on the corner of the eye. and just kind of blend it outward there. I'm gonna go again. There's really, I've seen other tutorials online where they kind of do really like bright, vibrant colors. I don't know how I feel about that, because if you look at the trans pride flag, it's got the pastel colors kind of like that. So yeah, you know, I kind of like to stick with the pastel-y kind of look. Want to get the other eye as well. As I mentioned in the other video, I've gotten a lot of compliments for just getting it on that corner there. They're like, how do you do that? So, you know, I mean, must be doing something, right? It started out on an accident, actually. I was trying to get into the crease of my eye there, right there by my nose, and I got it on there the first time, and people were like, whoa, how did you do that? And I was like, kind of was by accident, but, you know, if it looks good, I guess I'll keep doing it. So again, make sure my eyes are even. And there we go. Even that out a little bit on the bottom layer. There we go. Okay. Then the next step will be a blue color. So that one we're going to do on the outer third of my eye. And let's see what we got. Let's see, I'm going to look through my colors and see what I can grab. There you go, that's not bad. I think I'll finish it up with that. Silly Putty's pretty great, but it still slides down quite a bit, so sorry about that. A little disturbance there. So again with your finger. There we go, that's popping nicely against the white. I want to be careful with how much I use of this because the blue is such a bright color. So I think I'll just blend what I have here instead of going for more. Yeah, there we go. So there you have it. This would also, I guess, work for kind of like a French look, and you can just do red on the inside instead. You're gonna do the little French tricolor. I guess you'd have to, I don't remember what order they go in, but anyway, point being, you can now know how to do a tricolor. Okay, other eye. Looks like this one I didn't grab as much color as I did with the other one, so grab a little bit more color. And we're just gonna make sure my eyes look even. Still think this eye is not looking as even as the other. I want to avoid putting too much on there, because otherwise it'll like pop a little bit too much, and I don't want that to happen. Okay. It's all on my eye here. I have some crease marks that don't look cute at all, so there we go. Okay, now we're done with the eyeshadow. So I'm actually going to do a bit of eyeliner today on video too. Let me just put away my makeup. So that's going to take me a little short while there. Okay, now for the eyeliner. I've really taken to using the liquid eyeliner. Gel also works pretty well. I like the pencil ones, work pretty well. But I really like this kind, the liquid eyeliner. Okay. So you want to start out here and just kind of work your way out. You don't have to do it in one smooth, fluid motion, as you'll see. Oh, it's definitely easier to do this with a nice new one than an old, almost dry one. So as you saw, just kind of small, smooth motions all the way across. Keeping a consistent thickness is going to be key. Oh, frick. Messed that up. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late here and I'm getting kind of freaked out. Not my best eyeliner look, I will admit. Let's say my hand is really shaking today, I don't know why. That's not fun. It's important to note that mistakes happen. Okay, so normally my eyeliner looks like this one, not like this one. It's still not too bad, so I don't think I'll go on redoing my eyeshadow, but yeah. I'll also do mascara here real quick since it doesn't take that long. So this is an eyelash curler. You just kind of want to put it against your eyelid and hold. And same on the other side. And then for mascara, grab some product. Make sure you dab off any excess on the container. Then start on the base. And you kind of just wiggle it outward. Don't worry too much about touching your eye. I just did and it doesn't hurt that much. And same on the other side. Now I do it weird because I do it with my other hand. You're supposed to use the same hand for both eyes, but I can't seem to do that well. Okay, and aside from my little eyeliner snafu, this has been a pretty good eyeshadow or eye makeup tutorial, so yay!